Alrighty, good morning guys. Just did my fasted cardio. This is officially week 1 of the cut, specifically day 2. I want to do it right after the Arnold so that I could enjoy myself and not have to stress about my calories. Of course I tracked, but not to a T, and cutting you need to be to a T, so that's that. But overall, it's a peak weekend. I'm gonna do a recap later, but just do my fasted cardio. I'm gonna go make breakfast. It's about 9 in the morning, so I'll see you guys there. Alrighty, so breakfast has been made right there. The cutting breakfast is a mini bagel that's like 105 calories. I'm still doing 200 grams of egg whites. Then I'm doing 3 eggs and 2 slices of turkey bacon. It totals to just under 500 calories at 495, I think it is. And then the macro breakdown is like 28 grams of carbs, like 45 grams of protein, 20 something fat. But the macros I'm doing for this cut are 2850 calories, around 70 grams of fat, like 350 carbs, and then like 210 grams of protein. So that's the rule of thumb I'm going with. And then 10 to 12K steps a day. We'll see how we lose, but overall very motivated right now and very excited to continue this cut. So now I'm gonna do some homework. Got a Diet Pepsi right here, but I drink this and study for my 2 exams. Got a bunch of homework. What is my hair doing? All right, I'm editing an Arnold classic, like short film or like little edit, but I'm gonna eat my pre-workout meal right now. It's 100 grams of oats, still keeping that high, having a lot of carbs pre-workout. Blueberries, like 40 grams or 50 grams. Wait, no, actually 60. And then like some protein powder, 35 grams and 15 grams of PB Fit. Still very wealthy pre-workout meal, so I'm super glad about that, but trying to get a lot of carbs in before I hit upper today. Alrighty, I don't know if you guys can hear the music, I'm playing less, but I'm gonna try this Arnold sample of pre-workout. I'll let you know how it is. It's from Panda Subs.
I loved it. It was perfect for me. I was training Temple Gym in Birmingham, which is my own gym since 1987, and I think it was a very special place for me. It was down some stairs, so it was in a basement. So in the basement there's no windows and you're totally kind of cut off from the world. Here is the passageway that leads to the location of Temple Gym. It was actually emotional coming here because this is like a huge part of my life, that place. You know, it was really like my heart and soul. I didn't like to train anywhere else. And the rest of the street has changed and it's very upmarket, but this has not changed. This is full of dumpsters and everything. And this door right here used to be a red door with Temple Gym on, and then the stairs going steeply down, and if you're at the top here you can't really see what's at the bottom of the stairs. You can only hear music and smell sweat and hear grunting and plates banging, and a lot of people would be I used to come and see people all the time standing at the top and they're just too nervous to go down. Some experienced bodybuilders that didn't want to go there, and a lot of that was because they wanted to be the big fish, and then come to Temple you're not going to be the big fish because I'm the big fish.
His gym was just a dungeon from what I understand. I've never been there, but I mean, everyone that says it's a shithole.
You know, it's all underground, we're infested with rats half the time. That's intense stuff, you know?
Well, let's put it this way. The walls were white, but actually no, they weren't. They were more like yellow. The body fat would literally be all over the walls.
It was literally, you walk down into the dungeon.
0 windows, so there's no natural light. The only form of incoming or outgoing air was a small fan that was drilled through the wall.
But you can see the air out here is not great. There's stale beer, there's garbage, and usually there's people out here smoking cigarettes as well.
And that's the fresh air you've got to breathe. So it's almost like altitude training.
And you'd be training in there, and I'm not kidding you, people's elbows and nothing, and they'd be staring at you. You know, it was simmering. You never knew when it was going to kick off in there.
But the moment Dorian turned up, it lit up. You know, it was a little dungeon, but it was the brightest place on the planet.
I always felt like I was different, like I didn't really fit in. Some people have got something inside them. It's like burning something inside that you've got to do.
Failed is a million times better than what if. Because that motherfucker got up and did something. He showed up. 10 times more of the man and says, what if? What if, man? What if there's an ongoing debate inside yourself that you can never come to conclusion? I get out and fail, at least I know. Otherwise, what if? Every minute of every day through your existence, battling inside your head, trying to turn off the voices, but you can't. And you can't do anything about it because the opportunities, the window of opportunities is closed. There's nothing you can do but sit back and wonder, what if? No, don't like that, man. I'd much rather take the gamble and lose.
You gotta want it as bad as you want to breathe. And if you want it that bad, if you're willing to give it that much, you get a big piece of what you want. In life, and dreams do come true. Anything you want can happen, become a reality. I believe that sincerely. I'll die on that thought.
Fuck balance. Who the fuck wants to have balance? Great. When you reflect back on things that you've done in your life, you're like, oh yeah, we average everything, I had some serious balance. Fuck that. Go all in. Everything you have.
Alrighty, boys. Lift has been complete. It is an absolutely beautiful day, to say the least. It's currently 77 degrees here in Delaware. I'm like the weatherman. 77 degrees. Not a cloud in the sky, not a cloud in sight, and it's just awesome. I mean, the gym is kind of sick. I'm trying to reverse, but it's sick because it has a garage, so like it opens as we're training, which is so nice. I mean, during the summer for sure it could get hot, but I honestly prefer to train in the hot weather because the hot weather makes me feel like I'm working harder, makes more veins pop. I just enjoy it because if I'm in the cold, I just feel like stiff and rigid, and it's not enjoyable. In the hot like weather, I feel like lubricated. I feel like my joints are good. You know, it just puts me in a better mood to train overall. But the session was great. Highlights of it were, I'm progressing very well. Specifically, I progressed well in the press. I think it's because I gave myself an extra day to recover from the Arnold. I don't know if my phone's gonna fall. From the Arnold, which was nice. Instead of 2 days in between the push or in between pressing, I had 3, so that's huge. Anyways, also everything else progressed as normal or stayed the same from when I left for the Arnold. So it was like 5 days of not using the equipment. Of course, adaptations are not going to go away in that short of time. But overall, really good session. In the posing room, it's hard to see with my phone camera, but some veins are starting to show. I think I started the cut early, honestly. I didn't really, like, today's officially day 2, but I mean, I was eating less than 3,400 calories at the Arnold. So maybe it's like day 5 because I came back a little bit lighter. But overall, very pleased with how everything went. So now, speaking of the Arnold, I'm going to give a recap. This video is going to be posted probably March, I don't know, late March, which is, much after the Arnold, but for me, this is literally the Tuesday after the Arnold. I got back Sunday. So I'm gonna give a recap of it. I think it was a great event. Don't get me wrong, it was very crowded and it was hard to move, especially on Saturday when I feel like they oversold the tickets, but it was a great event. That is the only downside of overselling the tickets. I mean, what can you do? The gym niche gets more popular and more popularity each year. So makes sense that they experienced a new high and influx in the amount of people there, but certain stands weren't run like as efficiently as I would have liked. Like Young Lay was kind of crazy, but what are you going to do? There's so many fans. But overall, great experience. I enjoyed meeting every single one of the influencers that I look up to. Trell, Elijah Mundy, TNF wasn't there, which is kind of weird. He was like trying to hide. Deadlifts, great people. It's just a great group of people to be surrounded with and like-minded people that pursue the same hobby and have the same passion for training as me. And it's honestly a blessing to be able to meet them in person. I know it was a 7-hour drive, but it was very worth it to be able to, for one time in my life, see the people online that I look up to and see them in real life, which was just amazing. But what I want to talk about is, it's not going to be super motivational today. It's just going to be more so about a recap. But the training environment, I'm going to talk about that. I really want to speak on that. I'm going to make a video on TikTok and post about it, but man, it's just different. Like literally, okay, so the first day we went to the Armory, which is a popular gym. Second day we went to Pro's gym, which honestly cleared the Armory in terms of equipment and environment. It was so much better. Like if I go again, I'm just gonna go to Pro's gym and maybe another gym that's like private owned, so it's like smaller or less people where it's more niche. But the Armory was great. It was still great. I hit push there. Literally as I was hitting lateral raises, Devin and Kieran and Fagan were right behind me filming a YouTube video. Casey Kelly was in the corner. Nick Yu was warming up for a bench. Logan Dishman was doing 7-plate slingshot. Like, you will never experience an environment like that where everybody is absolutely pushing to their limits at the hardest capability, and then it rubs off on you where I'm now going absolutely ham. Like, that was the hardest workout I've had in so long, and it's such a blessing to be able to experience that and have the ability to train amongst those individuals. And that is something it's literally once a year, and it is just mind-blowing. And then Pros Gym, Togi, I don't know why I said Togi, too much JJK, was right beside me. I hit a set of lat pull down, said what's up to him. It's just insane, like, having all these heads and names. And don't get me wrong, anybody who doesn't have like a following and is still there is still massive. Like, everybody looks like they take training super seriously, and it is insane. It is an insane environment to be around. So make sure you guys pick your training environment wisely. That is one of the most important things when it comes to training for intensity. I literally just proved it to myself, because I would have never went for the 70s on dumbbell curls if I didn't know that my training, if my training environment was crap. If I was training at a commercial gym and it was just silent and low volume, like random music that makes no sense, like NCS music. Some NCS is good, but like just random music, and it was low volume, it was like a library, it would have been so annoying. I wouldn't have pushed as hard as I would have, as if the music was blaring, there was people near me that were pushing hard. It's just night and day, the training environment, man. It's insane. And then I went with a couple of my friends, my brother. It was just a great experience. I'm super grateful. It was a bunch of fun waking up for the expo. We didn't go Sunday though, because I don't know, it was just like we had to get home and the Airbnb check out. But next year, if we do go, we're definitely gonna go Sunday. But it was a great experience. I'm so glad I went. If you guys, like, nobody came up to me, but which was funny is, this funny story is, so I have a music account on SoundCloud. It's pretty popular, actually. Like, a lot of people do listen to it. Trell knew who I was. Periodic, I forget his name, Pedro Lifting, Perio Lifting, I forget. He's on Prep. He's a Controlled Insanity. He works for Controlled Insanity. Super nice guy. Knew who I was. It was just crazy to see that these people that I look up to actually can put a face. They can put a face to the name for me in terms of my music. And it honestly inspired me. Like, Trell came up to me, was like, yo, we should hit a lift sometime. I was like, yeah, I'm down, but we didn't end up doing it. But it was still amazing to be a part of that experience and have that as a memory in my life. I'm going to be editing, well, it'll already be out by the time I post this, but I'm going to be editing a video of like a montage of the Arnold, and it's going to be like on an old VHS camera. It's going to be really cool. It's going to be like a minute long, but it's going to be peak. And yeah, so that's really all I have for the talk today. I mean, I'm just super grateful to be able to share this recap with you. This is cutting. Oh, and then the cutting series. This is day 2 of the cut. Well, like I said, officially day 2, but I feel like I was doing it earlier. But I'm going to be doing a cutting series week to week. So this is week 1. We're just going to see how we progress. I assume by like week 10, week 12, around that range, I'll be getting pretty lean. It'll really start to set in. Now I'm just super motivated, especially after coming off the Arnold. It's just like I want to get as shredded as possible, as quick as possible, but I'm still doing it smart. I gave me my calorie breakdown and everything. So if you guys want to follow along in this journey, even cut with me, do it. It's going to be a long road ahead of us, but I'm super excited to be absolutely peeled. And for cut motivation, I'll leave you with this. Nothing tastes as good as being shredded feels. So don't just sacrifice one meal and eat a cheat meal for short-term gratification. Not worth it. Have some delayed gratification. But without further ado, that is it for the car talk. I'm starving. I gotta go to Acme to pick up some ground beef, ground turkey, because I'm running out, and ground chicken. But I'll see you guys in the next clip I record. Bro, I just got the ground beef, bro, 96.4, and then ground chicken, bro. That was $18 for that. Almost $13 for ground beef. It's crazy the world that we live in. But this should last me till Saturday, because I didn't have a lot of groceries. And I usually go grocery shopping on Saturday, but I didn't have a lot of groceries left from the Arnold because I didn't go shopping on the Saturday because I was at Ohio. But this should last me. I have like carbs, I have ground turkey a little bit. So this will be fine, but we'll see how it goes. Alrighty guys, I just finished my post-workout meal. It was some pasta, a little bit of butter for some healthy fats, mostly grass-fed Irish Spring, Kerrygold, whatever it is, butter, with some chicken. But this is gonna be the end of the video. Later today, I have some event for my frat. We're giving like the people bids or whatever. My business frat, then I'm gonna go to large group Bible study. It's like a club or like a organization here on campus. Do that with a friend or two friends. Actually, we're bringing someone else today. And then that's pretty much it. But overall, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Again, tap into Bucked Up Longo 1 for 20% off on supplements, apparel, anything that you want from the website. 20% off using my code. Gympin is 10% off using code LONGOLIFTS. Get a Gympin if you are stacking machines. It has been so useful. It's been saving my progressive overload. And then tap into the Discord. Currently getting some questions in there about like training frequency. I post them on the on my TikTok, but tap in. Link is in the description as always. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you in the next one.